gumawa kami ng own music video entitled Salvation History. At doon nakapaloob ang mga learnings na natutunan namin. I hope you appreciate it. After the sin of Adam and Eve and their fall from grace, God gave them the hope of salvation by promising redemption. In about the year 1850 BC, God selected Abraham to be the father of many nations, chosen people, the Israelites. Abraham had Isaac, a boy just one, and Isaac had Jacob, who had 12 sons. The 12 tribes of Israel were named after Jacob's sons. After the sin of Adam and Eve and their fall from grace, God gave them the hope of salvation by promising redemption. In about the year 1250 BC, God picked Moses to lead them out of captivity in Egypt, from the Pharaoh into the promised land where milk and honey flow. God gave the 10 commandments to Moses on Mount Sinai and established a covenant, a promise from God with the people, to the Israelites. After the sin of Adam and Eve and their fall from grace, God gave them the hope of salvation by promising redemption. God spoke to His people throughout the centuries through the prophets who continued reminding the people of their covenant message of salvation, the coming Messiah. At ito po ang mga learnings na natutunan namin.
The highlight lessons that I learned in this subject is love. Love kasi kahit makasalanan tayo, kahit gumagawa tayo ng mga kamalian sa buhay, hindi talaga mawawala ang love ni God, no, para sa atin. You know why? Kasi those persons that God sent to land that bear with different covenant is sila yung mga tutulong sa atin to be close in God. No matter how wicked we are, we still love God, and God love us unconditionally. Kaya nga may 10 commandments tayo, kaya nga yung mga descendants, kaya meron tayong mga descendants. Tinitest ni God kung talagang may faith tayo sa Kanya, kasi gusto niya na talaga na magmamahalan lang tayo at wag maging makasalanang tao. In the story of Abraham, doon ko talaga na-realize na we need to start moving in faith when the way is not clear. No? Na kahit walang kasiguraduhan kung tama ba ang way natin na pinuntahan, hindi matatakot kasi God always be with us and God never forsake us as long as may faith tayo sa Kanya. So in the story of Cain and Abel, also may lesson learned din ako doon. Kasi as we all know na in this story, it was happened the first murder. And yung pagpatay ni Cain and Abel ay isang malaking kasalanan talaga. And that is really awakened me na ang selos is nakakapatay. Kaya we must not hide our tempered and don't always be na for envy from others. Remember, God always love us. Kung anong meron ka, dapat tanggap ka kasi swerte ka na doon sa part na anak ka ng Diyos.
My realization in Joshua's life is I encourage myself to do what I wanted to do, and I don't need to be frightened because God is always by my side and lagi nakamasid sa malayo at pinamasdan. Kahit anong mangyari or pinagdadaanan ko ay kailangan kong maging matatag upang makamit ko ang aking inaasam sa aking buhay. Judge is ay huwag tayong mag-judge ng ibang tao at maging sino man dahil lahat ng tao sa mata ng Diyos ay magkapantay-pantay. Walang mas naaangat at walang nasa ibaba. Ang pag-judge sa isang tao ay dapat nakabase sa ebidensya upang hindi magkasala. Ruth's story talk about how to love one another. Being in love, you will do what can you do to make him or her stay. And if both of you is in the struggle or in the time of hindi na kayo nagkakaintindihan, isipin mo na lang ang magagandang alaala at pag-usapan ng problema, huwag ito tapusin. Hindi lang sa relasyon makikita ang pag-ibig, nasa pamilya din. Ang pagpapakita ng pagmamahal sa pamilya ay iba. Hindi ka parehas sa pagmamahalan ng dalawang tao. Ngunit, mas mabisa kung masuunahin ang pamilya bago ang karelasyon. Dahil sa pamilya mo lang makikita ang tunay na pagmamahal at sa pamilya mo lang mararamdaman na hindi ka nag-iisa at lagi silang nandyan upang damayan ka sa iyong problema. And the love of the family is walang halong pandaraya.
I learned that the three greatest king of Israel, namely Saul, David, and Solomon, the three of them were all chosen by God. Solomon called as the first greatest king because he was chosen by God to serve as a guide before entering the promises of land, and also Saul was a great inspiration to all his people. Second one is King David, who working as shepherd before he became a king of Israel. King David defeated Goliath, and that was the reason he was anointed as the king of Israel. The last is a King Solomon, was son of David. Solomon, well known for his judgment and witnesses. I learned that being a leader, we need to be obedient and to be patient. There is a young woman from the town of Nazareth, named Mary, who was visited by an angel named Gabriel. So Gabriel told Mary that she would have a son named Jesus, and that will be the Son of God. And that time, Mary was engaged to her soon-to-be husband named Jacob. The angel Gabriel visited Joseph and told him that Mary will be pregnant from the Lord, and that she would have a son named Jesus, who would save the people from their sins. Mary and Joseph had to travel to Bethlehem, and that time Mary was pregnant. When Mary and Joseph arrived at the Bethlehem, there were no places to stay, so that Mary and Joseph settled down on the hay in a stable with animals sleeping. In that time, Mary went into a labor. Jesus was born in the stable. When Jesus born, there are three wise men who visited Jesus. The Paschal Mystery of Jesus is an important part of all Catholic faith, so that we declare it every Sunday. Jesus' passion, His death, His resurrection, and His ascension into heaven.
Maraming learnings talaga na nakuha namin sa subject na ito. Hindi lang kami natuto kung hindi na-apply din namin sa aming buhay. Hindi namin ma-achieve ang ganitong uri ng learnings kung hindi dahil sa aming instructor. Thank you, Miss, for putting us to be close in God and to develop our spiritual aspects. At dito lang po nagtatapos ang aming video. Salamat sa panonood.